life imprisonment, because there was one life imprisonment also added there in one of the charges. So that's in all the sentencing copy. The sentencing copy, Shravan. 103 years, over 100 years for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life, he will spend in jail. Yasin Malik will be in jail for the rest of his life. And that's called justice. That's where it all began, Shravan. That's where it all began. And that is where it all began. The NIA says that he was responsible for the Kashmiri exodus. Responsible for the Kashmiri exodus. Responsible for Kashmiri Pandits being hunted down. Responsible for Kashmiri Pandit over the years. Over the years, he led a terror movement, hired terrorists, brainwashed people, and there you go. It's written on the wall for him. 103, 100 plus years that he will spend in jail. That's Yasin Malik's sentence. Shravan, if you can tell us more about the charges. Ananya is also live. You want to get a word from him? Ananya, if you can take us through the sentencing and the different charges. Different charges, how many years he faces.
Yes, in fact, Niranjan, he has been given the maximum of life imprisonment along with 10 years of rigorous imprisonment under 120B, 10 years of rigorous imprisonment under 121A, with 6 years of default in the jail. In fact, 13 UAPA, 5 years, 15 UAPA, 10 years, life imprisonment again in the 17 UAPA, 10 again in 18 UAPA, 38, 5 and 39, 5. In fact, a very, very important order coming in from the court. Important. We'll have to still wait for the exact order copy because there would be some observations also coming in. The bigger order, the detailed order of this court. But life imprisonment being granted. He is, in fact, he was in the court. The judge called him up, asked him as to how I'm reading out the charges. Are you listening? He said, yes, I'm listening to it. And then the judge started reading out the charges against him and the concurrent, in fact, the imprisonment that was there. A special NIA judge, Praveen Singh, completely doing justice, giving out a life imprisonment. Remember that the National Investigation Agency has backed for a death penalty, while the Micas had suggested for a life imprisonment in this case. And now, finally, the orders are out. Special NIA judge Praveen Singh clearly saying that life imprisonment is been given. All the sentence would run concurrent, while what basically rigorous imprisonment does mean is that he has to do rigorous labor during his jail term, and a life imprisonment. He would stay in the jail for life, though a legal remedy is available for him to approach the High Court. But the NIA too has a liberty to approach the High Court seeking enhancement of the sentence. The NIA can approach the higher court and ask that a death sentence should be given, Niranjan, into this whole case. So we'll have to wait if the NIA goes to the High Court and challenges this order for seeking a death sentence and what happens next into this whole case. But for now, a very, very big news coming in, a very, very important order from Special NIA Judge Praveen Singh of the Patiala House Court coming in, clearly saying for a life imprisonment, maximum of life imprisonment given out to Yasin Malik into this case. Niranjan, various observations were made when the charges were framed against him. It was said that he was involved into secessionist activities. He was involved into activities that were against the nation, and the protests that he has said are in fact peaceful were not actually peaceful, but were to create an unrest in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, the court had also today, while the arguments of sentence were going on, the NIA had said that he is the man responsible for the Kashmiri exodus, but the court said that it's a different case. But a very, very important order.
Celebrations. There are celebrations. There are celebrations. Celebrations across India. Celebrations across India. Celebrations in different parts of India. Let me show you the celebrations. Pictures of the celebrations are also coming in. Pictures of the celebrations. People are celebrating in Jammu, in different parts of Kashmir. Mr. YC Modi is joining us. I think Shravan, you can take the questions with Mr. YC Modi. Former NIA DG YC Modi joining us on the investigation. He spearheaded the investigation on this section. I want Shravan to take over. Shravan. Yes, Shavan, over to you, Shavan.
Joining us on this special broadcast is